On June 4th, 2008, a brutal murder unfolded that would grip the nation, sparking fascination, outrage, and obsession. This is the story of Jodi Arias and the killing of Travis Alexander, a tale of love, lies, and lethal obsession. Welcome to Crime Zone 7, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. Tonight, we unravel one of the most disturbing cases of manipulation, madness, obsession, and murder ever documented. The story begins at Mesa, Arizona, one of the largest suburbs in the United States, which sits just east of Phoenix, a city built on the edge of the Sonoran Desert, where life moves with a blend of suburban calm and religious conservatism. Home to a large Latter-day Saints community, Mesa is known for its tight-knit neighborhoods, family values, and peaceful streets. But behind the walls of a quiet home in this tranquil city, something unthinkable happened. Travis Victor Alexander was born on July 28, 1977, in Riverside, California. His childhood was marred by poverty, neglect, and drug-addicted parents. Orphaned and taken in by his grandparents, Travis eventually found solace in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. His faith gave him structure. Ambition drove him forward. By 2008, Travis had become a successful motivational speaker and salesman for a company called Prepaid Legal. He lived in Mesa, where he had a vibrant social life and was deeply involved in his church. But everything would change the day he met Jodi. Jodi Arias was born on July 9, 1980, in Salinas, California. Described as artistic, intelligent, and passionate, she had a charm that could light up a room. But beneath the surface, there were signs of instability. Friends would later describe her as obsessive, prone to mood swings, and manipulative. When Travis Alexander met Jodi Arias in September 2006, it wasn't just chance, it was chemistry. The two crossed paths at a business convention in Las Vegas for Prepaid Legal, a multi-level marketing company where Travis was a rising star. Charismatic, confident, and devout in his Mormon faith, Travis was everything Jodi seemed to admire. And Jodi, intelligent, flirtatious, and striking, was everything Travis seemed drawn to. In just 48 hours, they were inseparable. They spoke endlessly. They laughed. They flirted. And within a week, they were exchanging daily emails, late-night phone calls, and text messages that blurred the lines between passion and obsession. But what looked like a whirlwind romance soon revealed itself to be something much darker. Travis, a devoted member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, believed in spiritual purity and long-term commitment.
He was a Stormin' Mormon.
He was deeply involved in the Mormon Church, devout.
The couple's relationship was intensely physical, something Travis would later confess left him feeling conflicted and ashamed.
They would meet up in different cities, they would go on out-of-town trips together, and even though the Book of Mormon and the Law of Chastity says no sex before marriage, they were having sex. Jodi didn't realize that she was reducing her chances of being marriage material in the eyes of a Mormon the more she threw herself at him sexually.
Jodi wasn't Mormon when they met, but she converted within 2 months, baptized by Travis himself.
Travis actually baptized Jodi himself, and there's a picture of the two of them before the ceremony.
He baptized me, and it was emotional, it was spiritual, it was powerful. It's a feeling that, like, everything just comes right into alignment, and nothing can go wrong.
Whether it was for love, acceptance, or control, no one can say for sure. What is clear is that Jodi was all in emotionally, spiritually, and physically. They officially dated for about 5 months. But even while the relationship bloomed on the surface, friends noticed red flags. Jodi was possessive, jealous. She constantly checked Travis's social media accounts. She'd show up unannounced. She even snooped through his phone.
I started seeing things that were just disturbing, you know, her following him to the bathroom and standing outside the door without him knowing, or eavesdropping on his conversations, freaking out if he was out of her sight.
She went through his cell phone on multiple occasions. She went through his emails. She went through his Facebook.
She went on his email and forwarded every email message to or from a woman to herself.
There was this one time where she said that she was getting these messages from some strange man who says that he watches her.
By June 2007, Travis had had enough. Though they were inseparable at times, the relationship between Travis and Jodi was volatile. They broke up in 2007, but their sexual relationship continued in secret, something that deeply conflicted with Travis's religious beliefs.
If anyone is even remotely familiar with the Mormon beliefs, no sex before marriage.
She was his kryptonite.
Their relationship was white hot sex.
Travis began dating other women.
He still wanted to make himself available to women that were more likely to be Mrs. Alexander.
Often confiding in friends that Jodi was crazy and unstable. Some of his friends later testified that Jodi would show up uninvited, hack his social media, and even slash his tires.
This woman, Jodi, has been acting very strange and has been exhibiting some very bizarre behavior, and you should look at her.
Travis grew increasingly wary of her, but also seemed unable or unwilling to completely cut ties. In August 2007, just weeks after their relationship officially ended, Jodi relocated from California to Mesa, Arizona, only a few minutes from Travis's home.
Within weeks of them breaking up, Jodi does the unthinkable to any guy who's trying to break up with a woman. She packs up her stuff and moves to Mesa, Arizona to be closer to him.
That's pretty weird, right? I don't ever want to see you again. And then she moves across the country and into your town.
He was saying things like, you know, you have no reason to be in Mesa. We're not together. We're not going to be together. Why can't you leave me alone?
I just remember thinking, that's bananas. That's crazy.
She claimed it was for work. But to those close to Travis, the motive seemed crystal clear. Jodi didn't move on. Instead, she moved closer.
With Jodi now living 10 minutes away, this breakup isn't going to work.
With her so close, he couldn't stay away from her.
Despite no longer being in a relationship, Travis and Jodi continued to be sexually involved. He was torn, pulled between desire and guilt, faith and temptation.
Travis told friends that Jodi would show up unannounced at his house, that she would sneak in through the garage door because she knew the code, and at one point she even snuck in through the doggy door.
And sometimes Travis would be angry, and other times he would jump into bed right with her and they would have sex.
Friends pleaded with him to cut ties. They told him Jodi was unstable, that she was stalking him. One friend even claimed Jodi once snuck into Travis's house through the doggy door.
We started to tell him how we think she's not only not good for him, but she's dangerous. He said, you know, gosh, guys, she's so good. Like, you don't know she's so good.
She's so sweet. She doesn't have anybody else. Like, I really like her. And I said, Travis, I'm afraid we're going to find you chopped up in her freezer.
Still, Jodi maintained her grip, even after disclosing to friends that he feared Jodi. He called her a sociopath. He told one friend in an email that she's worse than the plague. And then Travis met someone else. In the spring of 2008, Travis started seeing another woman, a fellow Mormon who shared his values and seemed like the kind of woman he could bring home to his family.
At this point, Travis has been dating a couple Mormon girls from the church, but becomes most infatuated with a girl named Lisa.
He was excited. He was hopeful. He even invited Mimi on a prepaid trip to Cancun, scheduled for early June. But Jodi knew, and she wasn't happy. At the same time, Jodi was planning a trip, one that she said was to visit a new love interest in Utah. But somewhere along the way, she made an unannounced detour to Mesa. Jodi Arias had plans of her own, plans that would end in betrayal and blood.
Jodi wanted to sabotage Travis's relationship with Lisa and scare her off.
On June 4th, 2008, Travis Alexander was supposed to be preparing for a trip to Cancun with a female friend. But he missed calls. Then he missed the flight. Concerned, friends entered his home on June 9th.
At this point, my heart was pounding, just because I feared for the worst. I opened the door, and immediately as soon as I opened it, there was a puddle of blood on the carpet. And so as soon as I saw that, I walked past it. I looked down the hallway, to his bathroom, and so I could see the blood all over the ground, all over the walls.
What they found was horrifying.
As soon as they opened the door, the odor gave it away that something's wrong. Then they saw the blood in the bedroom, down the hallway, found him in the shower.
Travis's body was discovered in the shower. His throat slit from ear to ear, his body riddled with nearly 30 stab wounds, and a gunshot wound to the head.
He was stabbed multiple times. He was slashed. Eventually, he was shot.
A frantic 911 call was made.
What's going on? A friend of ours is dead in his bedroom. We hadn't heard from him for a while. We think he's dead. His roommate just went in there and said there's lots of blood. I didn't go in, but I can give you the phone to someone who went in there. Yes, please, Steve.
Hello.
Hi, so what's going on?
He's dead. He's in his bedroom.
Okay.
In the shower.
Okay. How did this happen? Do you have any idea?
No, we have no idea. Everyone's been wondering about him for a few days.
She said that there was blood. So is it coming from his head? Did he cut his hand?
It's all over the place.
Is there any weapons around?
I don't know. Not that I saw.
I need all of you outside. Has he been threatened by anyone recently?
Yes, he has. Okay. He has an ex-girlfriend that's been bothering him and following him and slashing tires and things like that.
And do you know the ex-girlfriend's name?
Remember? Yeah. What's his ex-girlfriend's name? Ask her.
And do you know if he's ever reported it to the police?
Her name is Jodi. No, he hasn't reported anything about Jodi's behavior.
Jodi Arias, when contacted, acted shocked and claimed she hadn't seen Travis in weeks.
Hello, can I speak to Jodi, please?
This is Jodi.
Hey, Jodi, this is Detective Steve Flores with the Mesa, Arizona Police Department.
Oh, hey, how are you?
Good. I just got a message from one of my patrol officers that you needed to talk to me about something.
Well, I just wanted to offer any assistance that I might have. I was a really good friend of Travis's.
What have you heard so far?
I heard that he passed away, and I heard there was a lot of blood. I heard that his roommate found him, or his friend found him, or people were. I'm sorry. It's all. I'm just upset.
But her story quickly began to fall apart.
The reason I wanted to talk to you is just to kind of figure out what was going on the week just prior to when we found Travis. Because we're still not sure what day this incident happened. Can you tell me when you had contact with him?
I know that I talked to him early Monday morning. It may have been a good 45 minutes that morning. He knew I was taking a road trip that week, and he was kind of guilting me because I wasn't going to Arizona, I was going to Utah. The primary reason, and I didn't tell Travis this, but the primary reason I was going there was to meet somebody. We weren't totally open about our dating lives just because it was just an area where we just kind of decided it would be best to not give each other all those details just because we had a past from before.
Mesa police launched an exhaustive investigation. At the crime scene, investigators found a camera, damaged but recoverable. Forensic experts pulled deleted photos from the memory card. What they found was stunning. There were pictures of Travis taken the day of his murder, some of him in the shower, just minutes before he was killed. Then, a photo taken accidentally, showing a bloody image of Travis's body and a foot believed to be Jodi's in the frame. There was also DNA evidence, blood belonging to both Jodi and Travis, found at the scene. Police questioned Jodi again.
No doubt in my mind that you did this. None. So you can go until you're blue in the face and tell me you weren't there and you had nothing to do with it. I won't believe you.
This time, she admitted to being there, but claimed that intruders had broken in and killed Travis while she escaped. Her story changed again later, now saying that she killed Travis in self-defense after he attacked her. It was clear she was lying. She was arrested on July 15, 2008, and charged with first-degree murder. It would take nearly 5 years before the trial began. By then, the case had become a media circus. Jodi's looks, her ever-changing stories, and the sheer brutality of the murder captivated the public. Court TV, HLN, and major networks aired the trial live. Nancy Grace, Dr. Drew, and others dissected every moment. In January 2013, the trial began. The prosecution, led by Juan Martinez, argued that this was premeditated murder.
prosecution's contention was Jodi decided to make a road trip, and she shows up at Travis Alexander's house unannounced. They proceeded to have a pretty passionate day or two of lovemaking. She just liked to take pictures, and that was part of their thing. On this particular day, it was poses of him in the shower. And then she stabbed him over and over and over again and slit his throat, and then shot him.
Jodi had driven over 1,000 miles, dyed her hair, turned off her phone's GPS, and brought a stolen gun with her. All signs of careful planning.
There's no evidence to support Travis ever owning a gun anywhere, but yet she knew a secret hiding place that he kept it. And it just so happened to be a .25 caliber gun that happened to have been stolen from her grandparents a week before she drove to Travis's house and murdered him.
The defense, meanwhile, portrayed Travis as a sexual manipulator who emotionally and physically abused Jodi.
The million-dollar question is what would have forced her to do it. It was Travis's continual abuse. And on June 4th of 2008, it had reached a point of no return. And sadly, Travis left Jodi no other option but to defend herself.
They claimed she snapped in self-defense.
Travis flipped out. He was screaming that I was a stupid idiot. And he body slammed me again on the tile. So I ran into the closet and I slammed the door. And I remembered where he kept the gun.
Jodi even took the stand in her own defense, a rare and risky move, spending 18 days testifying in detail about their relationship and the killing.
Of this.
Did you kill Travis Alexander on June 4th, 2008?
Yes, I did.
Why?
The simple answer is that he attacked me.
The jury was presented with gruesome photos, audio recordings, and journal entries. One particularly chilling piece of evidence was a recorded phone sex call between Jodi and Travis, played in court. After months of testimony, the jury found Jodi Arias guilty of first-degree murder on May 8, 2013. The next phase was sentencing. Prosecutors sought the death penalty.
The state is asking you that you return a verdict of guilty, and that you return a verdict of guilty as to first-degree murder, not only as premeditated murder, but also as to felony murder, for no other reason that it's your duty and the facts and the law support it. Thank you.
But the jury couldn't reach a unanimous decision, resulting in a mistrial for the penalty phase. A second jury was convened in 2015, but they too deadlocked. Ultimately, the judge sentenced Jodi Arias to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Verdict, count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn, in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder, guilty.
She is currently serving her sentence at the Arizona Department of Corrections, Perryville Unit. To this day, Jodi Arias continues to file appeals and remains a figure of fascination. Her case has inspired books, documentaries, and dramatizations. But at the center of it all is the real tragedy. The life of Travis Alexander, brutally cut short at the age of 30. The murder of Travis Alexander and the trial of Jodi Arias captivated the nation. It raised questions about domestic abuse, media sensationalism, and the public's appetite for true crime. For Travis's family, the pain never fades. They continue to honor his memory, speaking about his bright future and generous heart. As for Jodi, she has given jailhouse interviews, sold drawings online, and maintained her innocence.
No jury is going to convict me.
Why not?
Because I'm innocent, and you can mark my words on that one. No jury will convict me.
But to many, her case is the embodiment of obsession turned deadly. It is a story of love that spiraled into violence, of charm twisted into manipulation, and of a brutal act that will never be forgotten. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Crime Zone 7. Every true crime channel starts somewhere. A cold case, a quiet file, or in my case, only one subscriber. But behind that number is a mission: to dig deeper, to tell the stories others forgot, or were too afraid to touch. Subscribe today. And when this channel grows, you can say you were here before the headlines, before the hype, before it all unraveled. I'll be back next week with another story that chills the spine and provokes the soul. Until then, stay curious, stay safe.